Every great story begins with a decision, and Emmanuel made his the day he chose action over excuses. In the bustling city of Nairobi, Kenya, lived a 17-year-old boy named Emmanuel. He wasn't the top student in his school, nor was he the most athletic. He lived with his grandmother in a small one-room apartment in a crowded neighborhood. Life had never been easy. His parents passed away when he was just a child, and his grandmother, now 65, worked long hours as a cleaner just to keep food on the table. Emmanuel often sat by the window at night, looking out at the distant lights of the tall corporate towers, wondering if someone like him could ever dream that big. He had one old laptop, a weak internet connection, and a burning desire to do something more with his life. But where to start? One afternoon, his school teacher wrote a quote on the blackboard: "Your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow." The words struck him. He stared at them for minutes, letting them sink into his heart. That night, he opened his laptop and typed the words into a Word document. Then, underneath, he wrote a single line: "Today I begin." The next day, Emmanuel visited the local library and asked the librarian, "Do you have any books on how to make money online?" The woman smiled. "Not many, but we do have a few on business, marketing, and technology." He started there. Every evening after school, he read. He watched free YouTube tutorials late at night, often using free Wi-Fi from a nearby cafe while sitting on the pavement. He learned about freelancing, content writing, and social media marketing. He had no mentor, no guide, but he had hunger. One day, he found a free online course on digital marketing. It was tough, filled with marketing terms he didn't understand. But instead of quitting, he paused the video every minute, Googled the terms, took notes, and repeated. It took him a month to complete a course that others finished in a week. But by the end of it, Emmanuel knew how to build a brand, write ads, run campaigns, and offer social media services. At age 18, Emmanuel created his first freelancing profile on Fiverr. He offered basic services, creating Instagram posts, writing short product descriptions, managing social media pages. For 3 months, nothing happened. Not a single order. Still, every day, he updated his gigs, improved his samples, and messaged potential clients. Then one evening, a woman from Canada messaged him. "Can you design 10 Instagram posts for my bakery page?" "I'd love to," he replied instantly. He worked on it all night using free tools like Canva. He sent her beautiful, customized posts. She was so pleased, she paid him $30 and left a 5-star review. That review changed everything. Within 2 weeks, more orders started coming in. $20, $50, $80. Small at first, but growing. Emmanuel reinvested the money, bought better internet, a used graphic tablet, and eventually a second-hand smartphone for quicker communication. He didn't stop. He kept learning, kept improving. By 19, Emmanuel had worked with over 100 clients from 15 different countries. He now specialized in branding for small businesses. Logos, social media strategies, full digital plans. He did it all. He was able to retire his grandmother from her cleaning job. He renovated their apartment. He even sponsored the education of 2 younger kids in his neighborhood. People in his area now called him Boss Emmanuel. But he stayed humble. One day, a young boy from his neighborhood asked, "Bro, how did you do it? How did you become so successful?" Emmanuel smiled and said, "There is no secret. I didn't wake up one day and become lucky. I showed up every single day, even when I had no orders, even when no one believed in me. I remembered this. Your future is created by what you do today. Not what you say, not what you dream, but what you actually do. Today." Emmanuel didn't stop at freelancing. At 20, he launched a YouTube channel where he taught digital skills for free in Swahili, his local language, so that others from his background could learn too. His channel quickly gained attention. Within a year, it had over 100,000 subscribers. Then came a call from a major Kenyan university. they invited him to speak at a youth empowerment event. Emmanuel, once a quiet boy sitting on library floors, now stood in front of hundreds of students, telling them, "You don't have to wait for opportunity. Create it. You don't need a fancy title, just a fierce commitment. Start with what you have, where you are, because every step you take today writes the story of your tomorrow." Now, Emmanuel runs a digital media startup with 12 employees. He trains underprivileged youth, gives scholarships, and partners with NGOs to spread digital literacy in rural areas. His mission? To ensure that no young person feels powerless just because they come from a humble background. Life doesn't wait, time doesn't pause, and dreams don't become real just because we want them to. You have to act, even if the steps are small, even if the world doesn't notice at first. You build your future one brick at a time, and every day is a brick. So ask yourself, what did I do today to shape my tomorrow? Because your future is created by what you do today.